It's an exciting day, everybody, because Björk has dropped her 10th studio album. And from that, the first single that she's dropped is Atopus. It's a theatrical spectacle. It's exciting. It's new avant in the extreme. And it takes in so many genres, your mind will be left, oh my God. Let's give you the bio as always behind the story of the song itself. Atopos is the lead single from that 10th album called Phosphora, and the title comes from the Greek word meaning unusual or out of place, relating to the song's theme of disconnection and the angular beats and bass clarinets forming a sonic labyrinth throughout. The name also coincidentally belongs to a genus of carnivorous air-breathing land slugs. Inspired by Roland Barthes' book A Lover's Discourse, Atopus is a love song where Björk asks herself various questions about the relationship with her partner in order to show empathy and resolve mutual problems. In a brief description of the lyrics in an interview with The Guardian, she said, "Sometimes when I really love somebody, I will have an integration lyric and it's disguised as my doubts because I want it to be nice, but it's actually their doubts." I think it's intriguing, I think it's exciting, and I think we need to just listen to it. I have the lyrics in front of me. Let's enjoy. Björk is back. For all the fans, I'm happy for you, because I know a lot of people said to me recently, CC, you're not covering Björk. Why? It wasn't that I wasn't covering. I kind of knew she was dropping an album, and today is the day I'm going to react. So that's my answer. Take it away, Björk and Atopos. Just bring it up. I'm too excited, you say. Well, everybody, that, I'm just bringing it back to the beginning again just to stop. That is Björk and a Topos. What? It's so theatrical. I knew it would be from the images, and it's the first time I'm watching it. And I literally just had to study every single graphical, wonderful, artistical detail. Congratulations to all the team around Björk that have created almost like a new world. A lot of people are looking forward to Avatar coming up to Christmas because they say it's pure escapism and they want to be part of that world. Well, I think equally as a musical reactor, I adore being part of Björk's continuous involvement in music, to bring it to almost a superficial level that you sit back and you just say, wow, there's nobody quite like her. That is why I haven't reacted to Björk, because I heard through the grapevine she was dropping her 10th album, and she did. I'm just so delighted to be sharing this with you. We're going straight to the lyrics now. Oh, Björk, you never fail to disappoint. Now, we know beforehand what you have said, Björk, but this is my interpretation. And everyone, all Björk fans, deep breath, my interpretation. Remember that. Oh, do you know what? It starts, chorus, are these not excuses not to connect? Our differences are irrelevant. To only name the flaws are excuses not to connect. Straight away, all of us can connect with that wonderful opening chorus, because what Björk is saying, not preaching, but saying to everybody is, yes, she's been in this situation where there's been a miscommunication of some sort, and she's realizing, being in this relationship, nothing's perfect. We're not meant to be the same. We're not meant to think the same. We're not meant to talk the talk or be like robotically one person in symmetry with the other. We're not. To be individual within a relationship is the key to growth and personal development, because to have yin, you need yang, and you don't need them to be the same. So and that's what she's saying. Don't talk to me and say, oh, we're starting to become a little bit different, I'm a little bit bored here, I need something exciting in my life, because they're only flaws in yourself, not the other person who's listening. You're talking the talk, but really you're talking about yourself. You're bored, you've got problems, I don't see anything wrong here. I accept you with your flaws. And as she said, there are excuses not to connect. Of course there are excuses not to connect, because obviously maybe the other person is looking for an excuse not to. So be wary of that, everybody. Verse 1 says, I bow to you, I bow to all that you've given me. Thank you for staying while we learn, to find our resonance where we do connect, Resonance is a powerful word to use, because people stay together because of the energy, the karma, the vibe, the whole euphoria of, that moment when you embrace and you kiss and you love and you just share an experience. And she's almost paying homage here, saying, I bow. And I'm surprised she says those words, that you've given me. But what about him bowing to you? Or the other person? Doesn't have to be a he if you're in a he relationship, a she relationship, whatever. It's the other person bowing to you, but you bow because you're appreciative. You're appreciative, and you've been learning and been accepting, and you just enjoy that aspect of the relationship. And to find our resonance where we do connect, that is the middle point. We've often heard about coming to a crossroads in life. Well, in a relationship, we all come to that crossroads. And the crossroads is, what is coming this way? What is coming this way? Love, friendship, we work together, we sleep together, physical, the mental, it's all together. That is your point. That is where the soul meets. That's your resonance point. And she's saying thank you for that. So she continues in a nice flow of what I feel. I'm actually in shock that if it was Björk herself talking about herself, that she would be so encompassing of everything around her and so in adulation of this person in front of her. And thank you, thank you. It's almost like when you feed a pigeon little crumbs of bread and they go along and they're just grateful to get those little crumbs of bread. But we'll see what happens now in the next one. Verse 2 says, if we don't grow outwards towards love, we'll implode inwards towards destruction. If my plant doesn't reach towards you, there's internal erosion towards all. Pursuing the light too hard is a form of hiding. Absolutely phenomenal lyrics. If we don't grow, and I'm sorry for the noise outside, I do live in a very, outside is a public park, and sometimes they hold meetings. So anyway, we go, if we don't grow outwards towards love, we'll implode inwards towards destruction. So she bases life, we've often heard about trees and the roots, the foundation for life, but she's talking about the plants, about the physical aura of everything around her, plant life. Our souls, our existence, our being, our energy is like that. It's like the seed. When two people come together, what way will it grow? Will it grow inwards and be intertwined? Will it grow outwards and go different ways? Will it be snake-like and eventually meet? But as she says, and we've seen plants grow and they spread their leaves. I've even got a plant up behind me and one of the leaves is all crumpled. And it's like, I hope it just evolves like the others. And if it doesn't, that's because there's lack of communication, there's lack of understanding. And it doesn't necessarily need to be, because it's an introspective look here from Björk in the lyrics. It's her looking at this person and self-analyzing them. That if you don't communicate, if you don't make things work, if you don't put in the effort, everything that we've built up, everything that made us strong, like the plant that made us just enjoy the world, will erode. And it is a form of hiding, because what happens is if you fall by not communicating effectively, that's maybe you're doing it deliberately, and maybe the other person is just choosing to be silent and just let things happen and let things die. But the question is why? Let's continue. Are those not just excuses not to connect? It continues. Our differences are irrelevant. To insist on absolute justice at all time, it blocks connection. Again, I love these lyrics. They're phenomenal. It's beautifully put. Are these not just excuses not to connect? Your silence. If you've got a person that's becoming silent and they're not connecting with you, you need feedback, you need verbal communication for anything in your life to touch your heart. Where's my heart? Around here. And it doesn't matter what differences a person has. When you're in a relationship, it's all about working together. It's all about harmonizing together. It's all about making it happen. But you need that seed. You need that communication. The seed, it grows because of love and watering and nurturing. But the rest of it is down to, a relationship is down to communication, trust, empathy, understanding. And any differences around that is irrelevant, because if you have those core factors, you can work it out. And as she said, to insist on absolute justice at all times, it blocks communication. In other words, if you insist on just being you, allowing things to erode and being like this, then I've no way of getting through, climbing that wall or that plant growing. I've got no way of getting around this situation. So she continues, our union is stronger than us. Hope is a muscle. When two people are together, if you really want it to work out, it will work out. If your union was meant to be, the other person will start communicating, and you'll start, and as the recipient of them communicating, you'll be able to analyze, summarize, and deliver on a solution. That, as she says, is a hope, is a muscle, because that's what you hope for. You hope the other person will start, after so long together, or even a short time together, you'll start working out any indifferences and they'll stop blocking them. And because you know that together you're strong, your union is even bigger than the two of you. It's meant to be, but the other person needs to see it. And therefore, when she says hope is a muscle, we all, when we're in that situation, hope. We just hope we can get through this. And then she says that allows us to connect. It does, because when hope, there's an old saying in Ireland, I'm sure it's universal, that says hope springs eternal. And when you have hope, nothing is impossible. The impossibility can become possible, because, as she says, that allows us to connect, and that takes verbal communication. So she continues, hope is a muscle repeatedly that allows us to connect. So if you're in this situation, hope for karma, that it comes around, slaps the other person over the head, gives them a bit of common sense to talk things through. And that's my interpretation of this wonderful song from her album. I absolutely loved the lyrics. Björk, you are a master in all that you do. Barossa is out now by Björk. It's one of 13 songs, and some of them are called Fungal City, Her Mother's House, Ancestress, Sorrowful Soul. And that is why, Björk fans, I was holding back on doing reactions on my new channel since January this year. That is growing, because all of you are commenting, liking and subscribing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I just absolutely loved it. Congratulations, Björk. Thank you. And I hope all the Björk fans now can forgive me. There you go. I did it. And it was for you today, especially all of you. And in return, subscribe. I look forward to you. I have all my videos in the Icelandic language, so please look for other music and enjoy my reactions as well. Take care for now.